felt your heart race, your hands shake, all those butterflies swirling before a presentation? Stay with me, because in this video, you're going to learn how to beat those feelings fast. If you've ever asked yourself, how do I calm my nerves before public speaking? How do I stop stage fright fast? How can I speak with more confidence? Then buckle up for this new episode of our Advice From series, where I sit down with two incredible speakers from the tech industry and get to unpick what are some of their practical techniques to quickly calming their nerves before stepping on the stage. We are joined by the fabulous Angela Timofte, who is a technology leader for presenting on some of the biggest stages in the world. She is the former VP of Global Engineering and Applied AI at Trustpilot, and today Angela advises companies through her consultancy, Atim Advisory, and is building a new tech venture. We also have the fabulous Jonah Andersson joining us, who is a developer and lead cloud DevOps engineer based in Sweden. Jonah is a Microsoft MVP, a Microsoft certified trainer, community leader, international speaker, author of Learning Microsoft Azure. By the time we're done, your stage fright will not stand a chance. So let's get in to these pearls of wisdom.
First of all, I want to say that when talking about this subject, and if you're listening to this, you're probably either thinking of doing some public speaking, or you already said yes to presenting somewhere, or you've done it many times, but you want to improve. So whichever category you are in, congrats. I'm proud of you that you're doing this because it's not easy. And it's not easy no matter in which category you are. Even if you've done it many times, you still have some nerves. And I just want to say that that's normal. But now, in terms of techniques that I use to feel better when I'm doing public speaking, I try to categorize them. The first one, it's mental techniques. So I always try to reframe the nerves as excitement. So before stepping on stage, I always have some nerves, some butterflies. I like to call them my butterflies, and it's because I'm very excited, and it's the case for everyone. Like if you're presenting something, it means you are very passionate about that subject, and that's why you're going to present to others and to share with others. So always try to reframe when I feel my butterflies coming in, to say, hey, I'm super excited. I'm not nervous. I'm just excited about this topic. So try to do that. And I actually try to smile as well while I'm telling that to myself.
My number one tip would be to relax, take it easy, and also remind yourself why you are doing public speaking. Inspired by the book of Simon Sinek, Start With Your Why. My why is that I'm going to use my knowledge and skills, technical or non-technical, to inspire others so they can also move forward and be inspired and pass it forward to others. So when I get on stage, I think about the possible audience, but I also have the inclusion in IT and diversity in mind. So part of my why when I get on stage, aside from relaxing myself, is to know that to fulfill my why, it also means being inclusive to whoever is new to the conference or new to the topic that I'm speaking about. And knowing that you have fulfilled that I'm doing this because this is my why and I'm making everybody inclusive, that actually calms my nerve, at least for me.
Another technique when it comes to the mental part is visualizing yourself on stage. So I try to picture myself actually stepping on that stage and delivering my message and seeing my audience engaged and smiling, and me smiling and enjoying the moment. So I try to always visualize that moment when I'm on stage, so that again I'm removing some of those nerves that I might be building up just before going on stage.
The nerves, like, even though I know my topic, you still get nervous because it's a new group of people, and then the sometimes your mind takes over and say, hey, they might be better than me, and maybe they think I'm not as good at talking about this topic. Things like that can dominate in your mind sometimes. It depends on how's your mood like. So what I do when that happens is I think back to the number one, relax, like the why you're doing it, and think about the time that they devoted. They're there to listen to you. When I feel that I have the nerves, need to take a pause and move quietly, and if possible, grab a glass of water. Usually at the podium or conference, they give you a water, and you just like take that moment to pause, and then that will also allow the audience to slow down and try to absorb what you just said before you did your pause. To avoid myself from talking fast and calm my nerves for like just the nerves for public speaking is that I interact. So I do interaction with my audience. So just to remove the focus out from me, I'm gonna redirect the focus back to any of the audience who is brave enough to share their perspective. Because even though I'm the expert that stands on stage, I always see the equality of me and probably others in the audience that have something to say and maybe something that I can learn from them as well.
The other thing which I do when it comes to getting myself in the best mental state is to remind myself that I am capable and I know what I'm going to talk about. Because if you're doing a presentation, it means that you are an expert in what you're going to talk. And even if you're not number one expert, you still are going to go and present something that maybe you experienced or you learned through your own experiences. And that's why you're on that stage. That's why you've been invited to present. So I try to remind myself that, hey, I know this subject. It's something that I know, and that's why I'm here. So trying to, again, remind myself that constantly so that I don't let that imposter coming and taking place just before stepping on stage. So again, try to reframe how you're looking at the situation.
The night before my talk, as part of my preparation, of course, to calm my nerves and be really prepared, is I try my best to get a good sleep. Because if you have a good sleep, at least good enough sleeps. I usually try to sleep 6 to 8 hours. Then I know good sleep and good rest will definitely help me set a good energy for the upcoming talk that I will be doing. I try to drink some kind of like chamomile tea or lavender tea for the evening, and I try to slow down already by reading a book and reducing screen time if possible, even if you're at the hotel preparing for the conference. I also take supplements like ashwagandha, which is a calming supplement, and glycine, which also help to calm your nervous system at the end of the day. So I take those few vitamins with me, but during the daytime, I have this habit to self-care by getting at least a daylight, few hours, 15 minutes daylight right after I get up, regardless if it's like a cloudy day or a sunny day. It usually helps for the body clock to know that, hey, Jonah is awake. And then at the end of the day, time to slow down. Aside from having good sleep, I plan already what I'm gonna wear ahead of time. Maybe not literally prepared, but I already have a plan. This is what I'm gonna wear for shoes and clothes. And of course, the third preparation is also go through the night before, go through my talk. I go through my PowerPoint slides if I have that as part of it, that it works, including the technical demo, like code programming projects that I'm gonna show. Make sure that I simulate it beforehand. At least when I wake up, then I don't have to panic prepare right before my like scheduled time at the conference.
The other category when I look at techniques, it's the physical. So when before I step on stage, or actually let me start with like 10 minutes before. my presentation. Um, depending on how nervous I feel, and usually you feel it in your body. It's either you're like starting to sweat, or you feel that tingling in your fingers, or like you feel your heart starting to pump too quickly. That's when I usually try to go in a safe space, maybe the bathroom or an empty room, and just breathe. Like just simple breathing, or looking in a mirror, and telling yourself those messages that I said before to shift your mindset about the event could help. Or just walking. Um, just walk around the building, or walk in that room, so that again you get yourself out of that mindset, or like letting your nerves take control of you. I would say the worst thing you can do is just sit down and letting those nerves take control over the situation, and then you could get into like just not wanting to step on that stage. So do something before you get to that situation. Move around, uh, take a breath, and do some power poses. I know lots of people have their own power poses that they do. I haven't found mine, but I'm always like curious in what people are trying, and I try to do a new one each time. But for me, yes, just movement and breathing helps. And then even so, this is like 10 minutes, as I said, but just before stepping on that stage, I always take a deep breath. I just done. I'm ready, and I'm actually telling myself I'm ready. Let's go. So just do these techniques, and you're not gonna have those nerves take control.
On the stage with your own uniqueness, authenticity, and your own confidence. To me, I've been like speaking maybe for the past like 5 years since I've been sharing knowledge or so online and in person. I learned that, I mean, sometimes you get inspiration from books, from other speakers or other women on stage, but it's always the best strategy in owning the stage and being a great speaker that you're supposed or you're meant to be is to be yourself and be authentic as who you are. Because once you are authentic and confident in what you're going to talk, the topic, regardless if it's technical or non technical, and you speak from the heart through experience, and you have your mission with you, like why mission? That I'm doing this to help others, they can feel that. And that will be like a one-to-one win-win for both audience and as a speaker. And that gives me confidence as well.
What I always do before public speaking is try to connect with the space. So I always try to get access to the room and the stage before my presentation, so that I can go walk on that stage, see how I feel, like see if the stage is squeaking in that corner or not, or if there's a cable I might stumble upon, or anything that can throw me off during the presentation. So I always try to do that. I also try to speak maybe with the camera person or the mic or audio person, so that I can ask them like, hey, where are you gonna sit? So I know where the camera is, or what type of mic am I gonna use? Because again, if you want to reduce as much as possible anything that can throw you off during the presentation, during that presentation, you want to just focus on your message and nothing else. So yes, go try to figure out all the details of the room. Go on that stage and think, hey, where am I gonna sit on this stage, or am I gonna walk? Like sometimes also the camera person, and that's why it's important to talk to them. They might tell you, hey, you have to stand in this corner here so I can film. Or they can tell you, yes, you can walk, but only from this end to the other. and then you know exactly um, what are the possibilities, and you don't have to think about this while you're doing the presentation and to stress out. Oh, I think I stepped out of the angle, and oh, the camera guy, I think he's giving me some looks, and yeah, instead of just focusing on your message. So try to remove all these details. Also, timers usually they either have like a cam or a screen where they tell you the time, or sometimes they just have a person that will just show you like you have 5 minutes left. Try to figure out those details and ask the organizers, where are you gonna sit? Where should I look? So that you remove anything that can disturb you during when you are there already. So you stepped on stage, you've done all these preparations before. Um, I um, I try to find people that can get some um, I can get energy from. You always find in any audience some of those people that nod a lot or they smile a lot. Try to find them and focus on them during your presentation, because they they give you back that energy and that confidence that what you're saying actually it's good, and they are finding it interesting. And yes, you're getting that from them.
Always prepare how you would want to look at your best on stage. So, for example, I have one good example of this because my audience are pretty used to, or kind of like they made a trademark of me, that Jonah wears blue dress when she's on stage. And I didn't mean that. I didn't plan it. It's just like I like wearing blue. I like wearing dress and something red actually, like this headband. It's just like I like how I look when I wear a blue dress. And since I'm a short woman, I like wearing heels if possible. And I get in trouble with this sometimes but I'm stubborn. I want to be confident on stage, and that's what I want to advise. Don't listen to conference or organizers that tells you, because there are organizers that have t-shirts and stuff. But if you really want to be yourself and you know you're going to be confident in that lovely blue dress, go for it. Go for the high heels and say no to the conference t-shirt, because if you're gonna wear it and you lose your confidence, then it's not worth saying yes to them. So sometimes you just have to just say yes to yourself and no to to others.
Every time when people are asking me, hey, were you nervous during that presentation? Or like, hey, you've done that huge keynote there. Like, weren't you nervous the whole time? And I always say, even with some of my biggest presentations, I always enjoy every second of it. And you should try to enjoy every second of it, because otherwise you're not gonna want to do it again. But yeah, I actually enjoy every second of being on stage, because I prepared everything before, and then I engage and get that energy back from people. And yeah, when I step out of that stage, even though it's been probably a lot of work, I just want to do it again, and I'm already looking for the next thing to do. So, yeah, try to make sure that you're enjoying your time on stage, because it's not easy.
I have a few favorite books for public speaking, but one of the things that they really like, it relates to finding your why, and also kind of also for public speaking, is this one, The Charisma Myth. And you see, I have read it because I have lots of bookmarks. It's the Charisma Myth, Master the Art of Personal Magnetism by Olivia Fox Cavane. It says here, charisma is not a gift, it's a tool. So this is very good actually. And it is not just good for public speaking, but in general, like your charisma as a person. Because if you're a charismatic person, sometimes you're already charismatic as you are. But if you don't have it and you need to build that skill, I think this book will help, especially when you are trying to share knowledge in front of people on stage or in a presentation at work, and even in how you can improve your relationships and leading with the people that you interact with. So this is one of my favorite. I read this finished last year, and I think this is something I'm gonna recommend to others.
If I can recommend people to one book, I actually have it next to me, and that's why I remembered. So it's called The Public Speaking for Success by Dale Carnegie. And if you want to get like into all the details, I really recommend this book because it tells you even more than I had the time to say here.